Welcome back. You're watching I'll See Myself Out. I'm Dan Lee Show.
I'm Terry Livingstone.
I'm Ryan Patel.
And I'm also Dan Lee Show.
Consider these your only warnings.
We will use foul language.
There will be spoilers.
And there will be blood.
Ew.
Swearing.
Where's the blood coming from?
This is just getting so much fucking worse as we go along. We should have Norm be the table and put the table in Norm's chair and just put the coffee cups on Norm's back. It's a long fucking day, man. Fuck. How many hours can we spend together without fucking losing it?
Today we're watching the 1993 critically acclaimed film, The Last Action Hero, starring Ian McKellen as Death, as well as Arnold Schwarzenegger and nobody else.
I think he means Sir Ian McKellen.
Did you say Ian McKellen? No.
Death.
What? Are you serious?
Do you remember
I didn't watch the whole movie.
the Grim Reaper?
No, I didn't watch the whole thing. Whoa, this is gonna get fucking weird. Jesus. I got 60% of the way through this movie and was like, how much more fucking substance can I get out of this thing? All right, I'm gonna let you guys take the helm on this then. Holy shit.
Let's set the scene for you. A kid obtains a full ticket, a full magical gold ticket.
From a creepy old man.
It enables him to enter a movie. He gets to see his favorite character, Jack Slater, and at one point in the movie, characters start getting pulled out of these films, one of which is Death, played by Sir Ian McKellen.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Running around New York City, just touching people.
Either you're fucking pranking me or this movie took a hard turn at some point.
Right at the end, man. It's the last, he's in it for like 2 minutes.
Okay, let's circle back around to the end of this, and let's talk about the beginning. What do you remember?
I think I've seen enough to know what this movie is really about, but apparently I'm wrong.
Let's wade through that alcohol haze.
I wish I was drunk. I watched the movie up until the point when Schwarzenegger plays chicken with the car that's chasing them through the film lot, and or the part where his daughter beats the shit out of like a bunch of like bad dudes.
While screaming.
Yeah, which I didn't understand at all, but you know, whatever.
Is before Schwarzenegger met Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but wow. Okay.
So you've assumed the Dan Lee Show role for this episode
yeah.
of not knowing anything.
Yeah. I only know really that they established a few characters at the start, but I didn't know how deep that hole went in the later half of the film.
So the villain that has the eye,
Yeah.
he got a hand on the ticket
Okay.
and learned that the outside world was the real world. And his strategy became, if I kill the actor who plays Jack Slater doesn't exist anymore, and I win.
And he also learned that in the real world, unlike the movies, the bad guys can win.
And nobody gives a shit. He kills somebody in broad daylight. No, it wasn't. It was night, but
Yeah.
I wanted to say broad daylight again.
It was really funny. You said you saw Jack Slater playing chicken.
Yeah.
Well, that happens again in the real world. Yeah, it didn't happen the same way.
He didn't follow Jesse Eisenberg's rules of the seatbelts. Oh. And the other guy goes right through the fucking windshield.
I feel like I missed the better half of this movie.
You did.
I thought the movie was almost going to be like kind of artistic because of all like the fourth wall breaks with like acknowledging that Schwarzenegger is like a real actor, and like that was at like probably the top of his like 90s stardom. That was after Terminator 2. That was like True Lies times, you know, like that was when he was really nailing it.
So a fun story about this movie is it had so much hype that Universal pushed the release of Jurassic Park a week just so it wouldn't compete. It lost $26 million, and second week of the box office didn't rank.
Was this like Schwarzenegger's Wild Wild West?
Yeah.
I would say so. Oh, yeah.
This movie peaked for me, and early on when the action sequence was a car chase and an ice cream truck explodes, guy gets impaled in the back of the head by it.
Oh my God, that's right.
And he says, looks like he can cone a phrase.
I do remember that. I do remember wondering what the fuck is going on. I think that really signaled how shitty this movie was going to be for me.
But that was the best thing about this movie was all the fucking all the Arnie lines, man. Every epic, horrible line that I love.
I can appreciate it because it's like at that point in time, it was almost like he knew.
So Carly doesn't really watch these movies with me because she knows exactly what we're up to and that she's going to have a bad time. But she was watching like that first bit at the same time, like before she went to bed or whatever. That moment when that guy got impaled by the ice cream cone was like almost the epitome of my life. And I told her that. And then she went to bed, like abruptly.
Speaking of those like sayings, there was a time when And then the kid, he was always predicting.
Right.
Like, I know exactly what you're going to say, right?
Right.
Well, when they're in the real world, he has more control now because he's no longer.
It's not scripted.
Yeah, he's not being bound by the rules of the universe, right?
Scripted. Looking at you, Carly.
So he goes to he basically like rips the door off a cab, grabs the dude, pulls him out, and you think he's gonna say like a catchphrase, and he goes, "Rubber baby bumper buttons," and then he turns back to the kid and he's like, "Ha!" Because he's been predicting everything he's saying for the whole movie. So he just like said some bullshit. It was my favorite part of the movie.
I spent most of the movie kind of at the start kind of wondering what it's like. This kid is always showing up to this rundown theater that's got torn apart, and he's spending time with some creepy old projectionist.
Oh, and he's skipping school too.
Who conceivably just opens the place for this one single boy.
Well, there was a couple people who were sleeping in the seats, but yeah.
People.
He's spending time with this old guy who is clearly out of his mind.
So like, yeah, you're right. This guy you're referring to, I was like confused. Does he just like own the theater? Or was he just the guy who was like they forgot that there was a theater, and then he forgot that he needed to get paid to do things, and I'm just gonna fucking live here. But yeah, and I was so confused about who that old man was, and he got really weird and intense and creepy when he started talking about the ticket.
When he's like, the ticket's real, he's, ticket's real? Why is the ticket real? Oh, I had a real crush on this girl. Now he's creeping out, and the other thought part of me is for the entire movie going, okay, where's that other half of the ticket? Does only one half work? And then they finally realize, like, what about the other half? And then he drop kicks the fucking ticket box
Shit, yeah.
to get out the tickets.
Yeah, both feet. Just
the box.
The old man does? That's where he had me. That's where I was like, holy shit.
he's like, it's real.
Double leg drop kicks this ticket box.
Breaks both hips.
I wonder like how long that old man has been there for, because his remark after he wakes up when the kid randomly lets himself into the old man's projection room / apartment, he's like, I never used to do this. I'm like, dude, you're like 75. Like, how long have you been doing this for? And how long have you been letting kids up to your room?
Yeah, it seemed way too normal to have this kid just walking off the street, let himself up to your nook.
Thinking about this entire movie as a whole, one sentence, describe what the hell this movie is.
Was it rubber baby bumper buttons?
Old men can take you to magical places.
Wow.
So how did this movie wrap up? Does anybody remember?
Everything magically works together with him getting a flesh wound.
Oh, that's right.
Brings him back into the back into the movie.
Yeah, so he's about to die, and then he goes back into the movie, and the doctor shows up. He's like, you called me here for this?
And that's kind of how the thing ends.
He's been losing blood for a while with what was that, like a fucking magnum that they put through his chest? Oh yeah, that's why he drop kicks the box to get he's like, I need to get him back in this movie. So he drop kicks the box, gets the ticket, and this is the best part. He's like he's like trying to make sure the ticket's got enough juice. So he starts rubbing it.
I think my favorite part of the movie that I can remember, aside from the like ridiculous action scenes, was just how pissed off the black police chief was all the time at fucking everything. I wish that guy was like in every police movie.
So at the end of the movie, after Jack Slater has seen the real world, nearly dies, comes back, the kid's watching the movie again, or like the next movie. Now, Jack Slater has knowledge of the real world, so every time he watches the movie now, he's actually acting out of character. So he gets called into the office. His chief is ripping his head off again, and he just cuts him off. He's like, he's like, shut up, because there's no reason for you to be yelling all the time. This is too much.
That's amazing.
So this is the bad guy. Was he like changing his eyes out every time? Is that kind of what it was? So he's got an unlimited bag of eyeballs.
That's right.
Okay. Were they all bombs?
What? How much did I miss? Holy fuck.
That's how the guy dies at the end, is they like blow his, like hit his eyeball and he explodes.
No sequel for you.
Yeah.
So you remember when she beats the shit out of everybody in the house?
Yeah.
And then at the end, one of the cops finds a ball on the ground. Do you remember this part? So
No.
you fell asleep right
I
before
must
this.
have.
So the ball is his eye, and it turns.
No, it says something, but it's out of sync because it's a detonator. So the cop's like, oh, I wonder what it says, and twists it into place, and then it blows up.
Oh yeah, and like everybody dies who's like not quintessential.
Yeah.
And Jack Slater's sitting there just covered in soot. He was right beside the bomb, but it's a movie, so he's fine.
Like when his house blows up, or his uncle's house.
His second cousin.
The guy in the tree's like, I was 2 days away from retirement.
Just get Stallone to come in and go, okay, you're going to replace me for this. I can't do an Arnie accent. I'm not going to try.
I can do one.
Okay, do your best Arnie accent,
Hold on, I'm
Dan.
not ready.
Get down.
God, I wasn't ready.
I can't do one either.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're finished.
I hope we're done.
Yeah, we're finished. I'll see myself out.